Good morning, good day, everyone. Welcome to another installment for the Spatial Innovation Webinar series. We want to welcome any new attendees if this is your first time. And if we have any returning attendees, we're definitely giving you a special welcome. So I want to thank everyone for joining us this morning. Just want to confirm before I go any further, can everyone hear me? Someone can just drop it in the chat just to confirm that I'm coming through clearly. So I'm seeing a few people in the chat. I'm just asking someone to just say yes in the chat, or that they're hearing me and should be seeing me as well. All right. I haven't seen any responses, but I'll take that as yes. So thanks again for joining today's webinar. And from the attendee list, I observe that we have attendees joining from all around the region. So during the course of this webinar, I'd ask you to represent your country, One Caribbean, by commenting with your flag or your country name in the chat as well, so that we can be engaged. So whether it's from Trinidad, Jamaica, Bahamas, Barbados, Guyana, Montserrat, any of those location in the Caribbean, wherever you're from, feel free to represent your country in the chat box. Bit of housekeeping before we get right in. If you have any questions or comments at any time, please share those via either the comment box or the question and answer panel. And at the end of the presentation, we will have some time for Q&As and response for comments. So with that said, let's go. So today's topic is cutting edge tools for data collection. And our presenters for today are Mr. Everard Johnson, Geomatics Product Specialist here at Spatial Innovation, and myself, Matthew Webster, Vice President of Geospatial Technologies at Spatial Innovation. Now, just an idea as to how we will tell this story today. So we look at the critical role of GIS. So many of us here are within the GIS, utilize GIS in the work that we do. So we want to examine the critical role of GIS. We want to look at challenges that we have in GIS data. So we're going to briefly look at that. And then we're going to look at some tools available for data collection. And every tool that you see we speak about here, we do have them available. So we do distribute them. And finally, we're going to look at the benefits of using integrated solutions. So using your hardware and your software integrated, and best practices while doing so. Now, just before we get into the actual presentation, I just want to bring to the fore that November marks the start of Geography Awareness Month. So actually starting Friday, Geography Awareness Month will begin. And I know that many organizations are preparing for GIS Day 2024. GIS Day is officially celebrated globally on the third Wednesday of November each year. And for 2024, that is November 20th. A few activities that we will see this month from across the region include, so the Ministry of Agriculture, Land and Fisheries is hosting GIS celebrations in Trinidad. Similarly, in Trinidad, we know that the National Gas Company, TT, they will also be doing some activities. In Montserrat, the Ministry of Agriculture, Land, Housing and Environment will also be hosting GIS Day celebrations. And in Jamaica, we have the Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation through the National Spatial Data Management Branch. They actually have kicked off Geography Awareness Month today. So there's a launch event that is currently happening while we're doing this webinar. It would have started about an hour ago. Also in Jamaica, we have organizations like the Urban Development Corporation, NEPA, and the Northern Caribbean University. They will also be hosting their respective GIS Day activities here in Jamaica as well. So you can tune into any of those organizations in terms of where they promote their activities, just to stay in the loop as to what's happening for GIS Day. Now, as we continue into the presentation, or as we enter into the presentation, as mentioned, we're starting off looking at the critical role of accurate GIS data collection. So GIS is essential for capturing and understanding the spatial dimensions of our world through coordinates, timestamps, and attributes. Accurate GIS data collection is critical for distinguishing your nearby assets and also maintaining up-to-date information, which is needed for efficient utilities management, environmental studies, or just, your asset management and, monitoring the infrastructure and movement around that. Now, it is important for the organization to make regular updates to keep their GIS data accurate. Up to 20% of data can become outdated within a year, and that affects decision making, and you want to ensure that you are making informed decisions as resources are not infinite. So you want to fill that gap, as I like to call it. Now, why does precise GIS data collection matter? So accurate GIS data is needed for managing assets and infrastructure. GIS data is also critical in environmental studies to track changes in land cover and vegetation. So for example, knowing the exact location of pipelines can prevent costly damage during any excavation work, potentially saving millions in repair costs. Yeah. And statistics also show that utilities can reduce maintenance costs by up to 30% with reliable GIS data. Now, what is our work, without challenges? So we do understand that there are challenges in GIS data collection. Some of those include prohibitive costs. So providing professional grade equipment to all their field personnel can be costly, as rugged, high-quality devices are typically expensive. Also, the cost of implementing your GIS systems can also be prohibitive. Similarly, we see inconsistencies in data. So as you mentioned, your decisions are only as good as the data you use to make them. So the fact is, some organizations are working with outdated data. And data inconsistency also stems from, varied conceptualization and categorization when, different departments are, working on the data. And, you also see more technical issues like file management or data cleaning, how often we're doing those necessary procedures. Siloed data, or a lack of standardization of data, is also another challenge. And then we also look at siloed data. So data sharing has been a challenge within the Caribbean. So the faster we adopt sharing the right data with the right stakeholders, is the faster we can achieve more effective collaboration. So we have, even within organizations, different departments probably going out and capturing the same data because they are not communicating with each other. So you have a duplication of efforts, a duplication of work, when simple collaboration can help to optimize the work that we do in the field and in the office as well. Now, we're going to look at some methods for popular methods for collecting and maintaining GIS data. So field surveying is the most traditional method of GIS data collection. It involves the use of surveying instruments such as GNSS RTK, which is real-time kinematic global navigation satellite systems to measure the spatial coordinates of physical entities with high accuracy. Now, this method is ideal for applications that require accurate measurements, such as pipeline inspections, infrastructure surveys, or even construction projects. Mobile data collection, where you can use your handheld GPS devices, your smartphone, which most of us have, and other mobile devices to collect that same geographic data directly in the field. This method is generally convenient and an efficient way to collect points, lines, polygons, and associated attributes. It is particularly useful for distributed data collection tasks, such as your forestry patrols, your utility inspections, and even environmental monitoring. Now, remote sensing, is a big boy, which involves the acquisition of large-scale imagery of geographic features through aerial photography, satellite remote sensing, and LiDAR. Now, this method captures comprehensive data over large areas that can be analyzed and interpreted to extract valuable information. Remote sensing is commonly used for tasks such as land cover mapping, environmental monitoring, and utility network verification. So, looking at these three data collection methods, you can also think about, you can look at them independently, or you can combine them to meet specific data collection needs. So integrating your existing GIS data resources through data fusion or any unified collection strategies can increase efficiency and cost effectiveness. By leveraging multiple data sources, organizations can achieve comprehensive and up-to-date GIS data sets that support informed decision-making and operational efficiency. All right. So we're talking about facilitating collaboration with your teams, and a lot of it is now cloud-based. So with that, you can be getting up-to-date data while your teams are even active in the field collecting the data. So the integrations work well for you. Now, at this time, I will share the floor with my colleague Everard to go through the tools for data collection and continue the presentation. So Everard, share with you. Sorry about that. Okay.
Thank you, Matthew. Good morning, everyone. I hope everyone is having a good morning so far. So I will now speak about the tools for data collection. And these tools for collecting data, which we'll be talking about, are smartphones and tablets, Trimble DA2 Catalyst, EOS positioning system, such as the R series, and drones. I will start with the tablets and phone. Using tablet and phones to collect data has become quite popular in recent years. A tablet or smartphone will collect data of accuracy of about 2 to 4 meters. Tablets and phones tend to be used for mapping of routes or navigation purposes, where accuracy is not essential. However, apps, softwares, and external devices can be added to enhance the accuracy of a tablet and a phone. When these apps are added, you will get down to centimeter accuracy. Most of those apps will be subscription-based. One of that application, which we will talk about further in the presentation, is Esri Field Maps. The best tablets and smartphone to use are the ones which are rugged, durable, and has inbuilt Bluetooth and Wi-Fi. I will now talk about the Trimble DA2 Catalyst, which is the next generation of Trimble GNSS receiver. The DA2 performance scales with Trimble Catalyst service subscription can deliver anywhere from 1 centimeter to 60 centimeter accuracy and provide support for any field device. The DA2 is a high accuracy device for all your GIS data collection needs. The DA2 Catalyst is a simple, precise device which can be put on a pole or can hold in your hand with a handle. The device is scalable, meaning you can add the accuracy you want at any time on the go, either hourly, weekly, monthly, or yearly by subscription, which in turn makes the price flexible. It's a very light product, but it's made rugged. Simple 1, 2, 3 steps to install and set up. It's a multi-frequency device, so you can get all the GNS constellations available to your region. Easy to connect wirelessly to all your Bluetooth device, powered by a USB cable and a power bank, which can give you all-day battery performance. Now I will speak about the EOS positioning system. It offers a powerful range of GNSS receivers designed to make professional-grade data collection attainable for a broad audience. EOS offers a variety of models of R series GNSS receiver. Each model provides either sub-meter, sub-foot, or centimeter level accuracy. There are 4 types are shown, which is the Arrow Gold, which is the most accurate, which can give down to centimeter accuracy when connected to a network or base station. The Arrow 200 can also give centimeter accuracy when connected to a network or base station, and it can also give 30 to 60 centimeter when connected to a satellite-based base augmented system, also called SBAS. The other will give meter and sub-meter accuracy. Those series combined sorry about that. We are having okay, sorry about that. That was just a small glitch. Yeah, I was speaking about the R series, right? So the others will give meter and sub-meter accuracy. Those series combined with phones or tablet and used with software such as the Esri ArcGIS field maps will ensure you achieve the task efficiently and accurately in all environments. I will now speak about drones. Drones are now being used to capture and map all features aerially with high accuracy in their correct position. Using drones will let you capture a lot of data in a short time over large areas. This, however, depends on the type of drone which is being used. The quadcopter, such as the DJI Mavic 3, will give flight times of 45 minutes. The Mavic 3 have the capability of videoing, taking photos while using the DJI Pilot app. The photos can then be used to create ArtoMosaic topographic map, which is showing the terrain, which can then be used for analysis and data modeling. It can give distance connection between drone and remote controller of approximately 15 kilometers, although conditions will apply. such as line of sight and the atmosphere. There is also the DJI Matrix 350 RTK quadcopter, which gives flight time of 55 minutes. So that will cover larger areas. These drones are classified as enterprise drones. The Matrix 350 RTK also have the capability of interchangeable sensors, which is a camera, for surveying and mapping, and using the RGB sensor, the multispectral sensor for agriculture, and also the LiDAR sensor for canopy areas, as it enables you to get ground data. Quadcopters are used in more challenging environment, as you don't need much space for takeoff and landing. The fixed-wing drones, such as the AgEagle EBX, will give a flight time of 60 meters using the standard battery, but with an endurance battery, you will get up to 90 minutes, which is 1.5 hours. Therefore, these drones are used for larger projects when you want to complete the job within a shorter time, as the less you interact with the drone on ground, the more work it does in the air. The EBX has the capability of also interchangeable sensor. The vertical takeoff and landing drone, which is also called VTOL, will give flight times of 60 minutes and more. Some VTOL will fly for approximately 1.5 hours and more. VTOL is a combination of a copter and a fixed-wing drone. Therefore, it's used in challenging environment where you have limited takeoff and landing, and it's used for larger areas, and it also have interchangeable sensors capabilities. The data from the drones can be integrated into Esri software, such as Drone to Map or ArcGIS Pro, seamlessly for processing and to perform data analysis and build maps and for future use. You also have other processing software. I will now show a video of the field data collection app, Esri Field Maps, that can be used with data collection tools previously spoke about, which is the Esri Field Maps. As you will see in the video, it's simple, very user-friendly, and will enable you to achieve a result for all your field data collection tasks.
ArcGIS Field Maps combines data collection, map viewing, and location tracking into a single app that's easy to use and simple to deploy. The Field Maps app is all your mobile workforce needs to conduct inspections, gather information, and perform activities in the field. Let's take a closer look at the Field Maps mobile app and its capabilities. Field Maps allows you to collect data on a map enabled for editing using the blue Add button. When collecting data, you can select a feature template and add information by filling out smart forms. For those migrating over from ArcGIS Collector and ArcGIS Explorer, viewing maps in Field Maps works the exact same way. The Field Maps Overflow menu is where you can change your base map, access bookmarks, view your map legend, and measure between points on your map. You can also share maps with others using the Share Map tool. The Field Maps Layers menu is where you can see all the layers in your map. These layers can be toggled on or off to show or hide them. Field Maps also supports working indoors. Viewing a web map or mobile map package that contains facilities and levels will show a floor picking tool that appears when a building is in view. Choosing a floor filters the features in that facility based on their vertical order. The Field Maps mobile app also allows you to sketch and add markers to your map with markup. You can add labels and notes to markers and sketches and change their color. In field maps, markup is saved as a layer on your device. As a result, you can use markup with any map, and updates made to maps don't affect your markup layers. Field maps also supports location tracking. As a result, supervisors know where their mobile workers are and where they've gone, and mobile workers can track themselves while working in the field. If location tracking is enabled for your organization and you have an add-on ArcGIS Tracker license, the My Tracks card will appear in the maps list and can be used to turn location tracking on and off. Field Maps allows you to record and view all your tracks in a map and choose the time frame of tracks to display. If you'll be working in an area with an unreliable internet connection, you can use Field Maps to create a map area that allows you to view assets and collect data while working offline. Map areas can be defined ahead of time or in the Field Maps mobile app. Once the map area is downloaded, you can work with it offline, just as you would any other map. Once you are connected to the internet again, Field Maps can sync changes for you automatically. These are the general capabilities available in ArcGIS Field Maps. To learn more about
All right, so thank you everyone. So in summary, with ArcGIS Field Maps, you can streamline your field workflows, replacing your old paper processes. You can also empower your mobile workforce to locate your assets and share their findings with others seamlessly in real time. You can access current data 24/7, getting greater accuracy when reporting data, avoiding errors introduced from transcription, transfer, and other manual paper-based processes. You also have transparency in the field activities with the live location feature, also allowing you to identify patterns of your workforce movement, and that will also help to reveal efficiencies where they're being gained or lost. And you can deploy quickly and easily, as it's a simple download from the app store on your phone. Workers can get familiar with it quickly. They require minimal training. It's very easy to use, and they can get started and get productive right away once they have access. Now, we'll look at the benefits of using dedicated and optimized GIS data collection solutions. So investing in dedicated and optimized GIS data collection solutions offer many benefits. These solutions integrate hardware and software to provide efficient, accurate, and secure GIS data collection. For utility mapping, you can capture precise locations of your water lines, gas, and electrical assets. While both GIS data collection and traditional survey focus on gathering location information, they serve different purposes for different user groups. So traditional surveying emphasizes high precision coordinate accuracy, whilst GIS data collection integrates detailed attribute information, such as your pipeline pressure, erosion conditions, vegetation health. So you get more information with that. Along with real-time device tracking, so your real-time location sharing, you can know where your teams are, as I would have previously mentioned. You can integrate smart forms and data validation, and this helps to ensure that the data you capture adheres to specific formats, minimizing errors, because again, we talk about having different data types and having issues cleaning our data. So those smart forms help to validate the data. Offline data collection. So as mentioned in the video, field maps can work in offline mode, enabling data capture in remote areas. And as soon as you get back to Wi-Fi or data connection, that data that you've captured in the field will be uploaded to your teams. Rugged and durable hardware. So rugged hardware is critical for your GIS fieldwork. A strong device can protect against dust, water ingress, and also has the ability to withstand drops of up to 4 feet, depending on the device that you have. But that ensures that data and device integrity works well, even in the harshest of conditions. And we talk about advanced software security, so data privacy, and a lot of the data security elements, which are, as we get further and further, become even more important. GIS data, as we know, can contain sensitive information, so preventing accidental data leaks is critical. And ArcGIS can integrate with your existing security and authentication infrastructure, including LDAP, Active Directory, SAML 2.0, and OpenID Connect, to name a few. Now, in closing, or before we head into Q&A, I also understand that the chat is disabled, unfortunately. However, the Q&A is open for you. So if you have any questions or comments, I'm asking if you can use the Q&A tab to share those. I saw a question from Ms. Fletcher, and we'll respond to it as we wrap up. So in terms of best practices for GIS data collection, says you're planning your data collection workflows, very important. So you want to define the data that is to be captured and pre-configure your smart forms in ArcGIS field maps early so that you know what you're doing. So when you go out in the field, you're being most efficient. You want to use high precision GNSS receivers. So you can look at the arrow goal, for instance, which can give you centimeter level accuracy, and some of the other devices, whichever we have mentioned, depending on the accuracy that you require. I'm sure we have a device that matches your needs. You want to minimize environmental interference. So you want to collect data in open areas free from obstructions for optimal signal strength. Some of the devices that we also have works on the canopies as well. So there are devices which, depending on the type of data collection and where you're going in the field, we have devices that work optimally in harsher conditions as well. You want to enable your real-time connections using RTK networks or post-processing to refine your data accuracy. And very important, as the data comes in, you want to review and validate that data as soon as you can. You want to use field maps to check the data quality before leaving the field. Again, it's about being efficient while we are in the field. So at this time, I will start to look at the questions that came in through Q&A, and I'll address them. While on screen, you will see the contact information for myself and Evrod, where you can reach out to us. So the first question is actually for you, Evrod. I'm going to disable the video. So the first question is actually for you.
Okay.
So the first question comes from Miss Delia Fletcher. She had asked, let me just make sure, right. So she mentioned that you spoke about a quadcopter that has interchangeable sensors, especially useful for agriculture. She would like for you to expound on it a little bit more. Okay, can go ahead.
Okay, so thanks for that question, Ms. Fletcher. Okay, so the quadcopter that has interchangeable capability for the sensors is a Matriz 350 RTK, right? Which is one of the enterprise quadcopters, right? So that means that it can use different sensors to get different outputs, such as you can change it with a multi-structural sensor for agriculture purposes. You can also put on a RGB sensor for topographic survey or mapping surveying, which will give you like DTM, DSM, and things like those. So with that, so it's just that, yes, that quadcopter actually can adapt to different sensors.
Okay.
I hope that answers your question.
All right. So thank you for that, Everard. So Miss Fletcher, you can let us know using the Q&A tab if you have a further question. But thank you for that, April. So we have a question regarding the session, if it is being recorded. So yes, the session is being recorded and it will be uploaded to the Spatial Innovision YouTube channel. I would say possibly by Friday. Once we complete the webinar today, the team should upload, if not by today. They should also send out a notification via email to the registrants with the recording link. So in case you know anyone that may have registered and was unable to attend, they should be able to capture something from the recording as well. All right. Ms. Fletcher now asking if there's a cost that you can give for that quadcopter.
Okay, so I can, once I have your email address, I can email you the cost for that quadcopter, right? And also to note is that what tend to be, because where cost is concerned, right? What tend to be noted is that the sensors are usually the more expensive part of the drone, right? So because it's interchangeable, those costs are separate. The sensors costs are separate.
Okay, so we have her email address. So we share that with you.
Yes.
And
So,
you can share some more information there as well.
yes, we'll do.
All right. Thank you very much, Miss Fletcher. All right. Another question. So good morning all. This is from Mr. Ronaldo Myrtle. Good morning all. Is the ArcGIS field maps application, is the tracking capability in real time? So the answer to that is yes, Mr. Myrtle. Once you have once you have either creator, professional plus license, or the ArcGIS mobile worker user type license, that is a part of the package. So you get real-time tracking with those user types. Similarly, if it is that you have a contributor license, you can buy an add-on for live tracking of that license type. But generally, if it is that you're doing field work and you want to track in the field, we would generally recommend the mobile worker user type. If it is that field work is your main mission, if you need to just go in the field, capture data, and do some editing while you're in the field, the mobile worker user type allows for that, while you can track the mobile worker in the field. Otherwise, if you have a creator, professional or professional plus, you also have that capability with those license type, as well as it includes all the applications available with the mobile worker user type. But the mobile worker user type cannot create maps. So again, it's if that person needs to, if it is that person is a field worker, so to speak, then the mobile worker user type fits them well, and you can track their activities in real time, to answer your question, Mr. Myrtle. All right, so answer that one as well. All right. So at this time, I am not seeing any additional questions. I leave the floor open for possibly a minute more to see if we get any more questions. But while we wait during that minute, while anything comes in, I'll just share a reminder. So first things first, regarding all the products and software you'd have seen mentioned today, we do have that available at Spatial Innovision Limited. The emails that you see on screen, you can reach out to us there. So if it is that you're interested in drones, hardware, data collector devices, you can reach out to products@spatialvision.com. And if it is that you're interested in ArcGIS software or just information about it, always feel free to send me an email, vpgeotechnologies@spatialvision. And if you send an email to either of them, we will both correspond and know what request is for who to manage. All right. So we just got a question from Mr. Wilson. Do you provide training in the use of field maps? Yes, we do. We do have a training department that, well, training within one of our departments, a unit that can provide field maps training. That is possible. So if you're interested, you can send me an email and I can connect or training units with you. I know that Esri as well online, they have many resources that you can also look at. And also, if you have an ArcGIS license, if you have a mobile worker creator or ArcGIS license already, you would have access to Esri Academy, which is their self-paced e-learning program online. You can also check out those features, but if it is that you want instructor-led training, we do offer that as well, and I can coordinate you with the right teams to get that done. Yeah. All right, so thank you for that question, Mr. Wilson. All right, so I'll leave it open for 30 more seconds just to see if we'll have any more. But as I was saying, so GIS Day is November 20, 2024. For those of you in Jamaica, as you know, we have the GIS Day Expo by the University of the West Indies Assembly Hall, the annual expo, which happens. So looking forward to see many of it there, as well as we will be, Spatial Innovation will be in a few of our other markets, Trinidad for sure. We're looking at Guyana as well, Bahamas, Anguilla, possibly something in Montserrat. But we'll be participating in activities throughout the month of November. So you can stay tuned to our social media channels at Spatial Vision on Instagram, Spatial Innovision on LinkedIn, to see what we are up to, and feel free to participate. With that said, thank you very much for joining our webinar. Again, I do apologize about the chat being disabled. Our moderator had some issues this morning. However, for the next webinar, it's definitely a lesson learned for us here. Thanks for those of you who utilized the Q&A panel to share your questions and comments as well. I really appreciate it for the impromptu. With that said, Everett and I want to thank you all for joining the webinar. We hope it was useful for everyone that attended. And as we mentioned, there is a recording that will be available via our YouTube channel, Spatial Innovision. So that will be posted. I confidently can probably say Friday. So after it's posted, the marketing team will send out an email to all their attendees and registrants, so all registrants, to notify them that the recording is live, as well as a link to access the recording. And you can feel free to share with anyone who you think this may be useful to. Just leaving up the contact information for another 15 seconds. And if there's nothing else, thank you again, everybody. Happy Geography Awareness Month. And I'm looking forward to collaborating with many of you over the course of this year and 2025 and in the future as your GIS solutions partner. Thanks everyone, and we'll be in touch. Have a great day.